Hi Booktube, I'm here with my rather late 2014 wrap-up and 2015 bookish resolutions. So in the year 2014 there were a lot of changes in my life. Personally I moved physically 3 times, but I now am settled in one place, even though my books are now scattered in 3 places, 4 if you include my car. Which is kind of, disorienting, trying to find where books are and keeping them kind of organized, which I've totally given up on. But yes, that's that. I really enjoyed the reading I did in 2014. I really discovered a lot of new favorite genres and authors. I was, opened my mind about different things. I've discovered a lot of great booktubers. I really got into Instagram and Twitter. Really enjoy that. I'm on there like 3-4 times a day. I'm sorry if that's too much for you guys, but that's what I do. And I started BookTube. Yay! So I read 64 books, which astounded me in 2014. Wow. My goal was to read 20,000 pages, and I barely eked by reading 20,110 pages. The end of the year saw a kind of giant slump in my reading, but I'm glad to announce that my reading has shot back up into where I like it to be. I'm just going to do a very quick top 5 best books and top 5 worst books without any explanation, because those are whole other videos. So the 5 best books I read in 2014 in order are number 5, The Martian by Andy Weir, number 4, Cockroach by Robbie Hodge, number 3, House of Leaves by Mark C. Danilewski, number 2 is Infinite Jest by David Foster Wallace, and the number 1 book of the year is How I Live Now by Meg Rossoff, which is surprising that this book has trumped all the other ones, but it's still the book that I think of, even though it was the first book I read back in 2014. The top 5 worst books of 2014, coming up number 5, Oryx and Crake by Margaret Atwood. Number 4, the Saga series by Brian K. Vaughan. Number 3, David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. Number 2 is Jane Eyre and North and South. Really, they tied because they're basically the same book. Whatever. And number 1, Starship Troopers. Biggest letdown of 2014. 2015, I'm looking well forward to it to be a different book, different year, sorry. I got my little pad here with my challenges written down. I want to read at least 1 Canadian book a month. I really discovered a lot of great Canadian authors this year, through a lot of great Canadian booktubers and through the Canada Reads program by CBC. And I only read 3 of the 5 from last year, so I want to read all 5 this year. That's the second kind of part to that. I want to read them all in February because Canada Reads happens in March, so I want to be able to kind of keep up with it instead of, avoiding it because of spoilers for reading and such. My second resolution is to read more non-standard formats, to read more plays and more poetry and those kind of things, not just, like straightforward prose. Number 3 is to diversify my reading a bit more. To rectify this, I am taking an Australian literature course in March. I'm very excited to that. I will actually link down to the course down below. It's a free course. Anyone can sign up anywhere. And you actually get like a certificate, kind of like a credit or almost. It's put on by a real university, taught by real professors. And yes, so I'm doing that in March to kind of help with this not having read any Australian literature. At number 4, I want to read at least one Discworld novel a month. The Discworld series is written by Terry Pratchett. There's over 40 books in this series now. I really enjoyed what I have read, and I know I'm not going to be able to read all of them if I only read one a month, but you know, that will help build up to eventually reading them all, you know, within a few years at least. Number 5 is to try and read 100 books this year. I shocked myself when I realized I read 64 last year, so I thought, you know, I can bump it up because I had a few major life events where my reading slumps really kind of took place, and I only read like one book a month or one book every, you know, 1.5 months or so, like that, and I was just really disappointed in myself. But my reading has gone up to where I like it to be. So I think I really can do 100 books. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm doing a lot of pre-planning of what I'm going to read. And number 6 is to keep track of reading in a spreadsheet. I'm just going to show you, I have my one for January set up and ready to go. There it is. So we have the dates I've read it, kind of the title of the book, and it has a streak through it. I've already read it. The authors, blue is male and pink is female. Then the number of pages, if it's in black, the background is black, that means it's over 400. Genres, subgenres, ratings, and notes. So it's all kind of colorful and easy to see when I go back and look at it at the end of the year, because I don't really have any reading stats or anything, because I just have a list of books that I've read. So yeah, that's it. Let me know how you did in 2014 and what you're looking forward to most in 2015. And remember to keep on reading. Hey, you might want to check out Pickle's Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads, and other social media links in the description bar underneath.